Hi, I'm Dave Middleton, and along with my colleagues Alison Green and Nick Johns, we've been running training for researchers from the third sector. This video is all about how to become a facilitator for a focus group. We wanted to get away from the idea that a focus group is just a way of getting a group of people in a room talking to one another. That a focus group is actually a set of interactive experiments that we run in order to find out a bit more about a situation or a lifestyle, or in this case, something we thought everybody might have an opinion about, the European Union referendum, which was looming at the time that we did this group. In order to give our participants the feeling of both being a member of a focus group and the opportunity to be a facilitator of a focus group, we drew lots so that each member of the focus group would also be a facilitator. First up was Kath, who had to do the introductions.
My name's Kath and I'm here to run the focus group today. Before we get started, I think it'd be really nice to get to know one another. So what I'd like you to do is, if you work in pairs with somebody that you haven't met before, and tell your partner your name, where you work, but more importantly something that you like to win in your spare time, so a hobby and interest.
Nina, and this is Nisreen.
This is Claire.
This is Gemma.
So this is Rachel.
Thank you.
This is Gail.
Kath chose to use a fairly standard icebreaker, getting people in pairs talking to one another and using the advice of avoiding the actual subject of the focus group and instead concentrating on something personal to them. And we can see that this helped the group to cohere and it helped them to make friends with one another, and that in turn was going to aid the repartee that would occur throughout the rest of the focus group. With any focus group, it's important to ease people in gently and not to assume too much knowledge on their part. Our next facilitator, Gal, uses a brainstorming technique to get to the surface opinions about the European Union.
We're going to do a little bit of a brainstorm.
The first word that comes to my mind is uncertainty, and I think that's linked to people understand it anyway, to the wider population understand what it really means, and then
and also it becomes so much about immigration and not at all about the practical steps we'd have to take if we did leave.
So you're thinking we might be taking a step backwards where we'll be less regulated.
Yeah.
So we're more protected.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anybody got any thoughts in terms of any benefits from?
We can see very clearly in the brainstorming session how people start to voice their opinions about the subject and also to play off one another. Of course, some people like to work in groups and they are very comfortable talking to other people. Others prefer to keep their thoughts to themselves, and we needed to find a way to bring out those thoughts. So our next facilitator, Rachel, asked people to put down their thoughts on Europe using the yellow stickies that she provided.
See, I haven't seen what you've written, so I'll just kind of go through them and you can say what you think, or if you wrote it, you can give us a reason why you've put it over there. So we've got easy and affordable travel. Who wrote that?
Yeah, I wrote that.
Okay.
In my experience, it's always been very easy to travel across Europe.
Brings in lots of funding for Wales.
Yeah, I put that down.
I put something similar.
Oh yeah.
And another.
Yeah, I put money investment and shared resources.
Right, okay. So I'll pop them together then.
Focus group can be quite a long experience, anything up to an hour to 2 hours of just sitting there answering questions. So we wanted to give our focus group an opportunity to move around and get a little bit of exercise. We ask our next facilitator, Nisreen, to introduce a technique we call crossing the line.
Okay, so I was number 4, which is the crossing the line exercise.
Oh, this is the line.
This is the line, it's already here for us. So if everybody could please stand up, and we'll start with a bit of an icebreaker one, which is, how do you think Wales will vote? Will it be to stay in or stay out? So this side stay out, and this side's to stay in.
Okay.
We were very fortunate to have a group that both had opinions and were more than happy to express them. So we provided Claire with a number of Euro-themed prompt cards.
So what I'll do is hold these cards up, and then if you just say the first thing that that comes to you, what you think of, what these pictures make you think of when you see them. So we'll start with a good one.
Can we say rude words? Is that part of
So what does Nigel make you think or feel?
Immigration, which will probably make him really sad that he makes me think about that.
A buffoon.
Sometimes participants can be a little bit more reticent than the group that we had, and then you need to be prepared to take them just a little bit outside their comfort zone. And we ask our next facilitator, Nina, to do just that.
So in the last session you were looking at images and giving your thoughts on those. And in this particular session, I'm going to ask you to just do some drawing, if that's okay. What I'd like you to think about, and I'll hand out a sheet of paper to everyone, is your personal relationship with Europe and how you might capture that in just a really simple little picture.
Yeah, brilliant. I have drawn me and a group of naked men. No, it's not. It's not really a group of naked men.
with tails?
It's me at Ponty Lido with my kids.
Now, whilst this may not work in every situation, we thought our group actually had a lot of fun with their attempts at art. But more importantly, we found new information emerging as they had to draw their way around Europe. Now, of course, any focus group needs to be summed up, and we asked Gemma to sum up for the group and with the group, and this is how she got on.
Try and round everything up. I think it's a bit different because with this group there was quite a lot of consensus. And some of the themes I've sort of pulled out from all the sessions have been sort of things around funding. Just tell me if you disagree. Funding, so whether that's like professional funding or funding for benefits, or whether we should like the one thing that there wasn't consensus on, well, two things there wasn't consensus on was whether we should go to the euro. There was a difference of opinion there, and also whether benefits should be harmonised. So
the techniques we use with our participants should be appropriate to most focus groups. Maybe not all of them at every group, and maybe only some, or maybe even adaptations of your own that you would prefer to use. The important thing we feel to remember about a focus group is that it is not just sitting around talking. It is a series of planned exercises to get to the root and branch of the matter at hand. We are strongly of the opinion that in order to get to people's thoughts about a subject, we need to approach it from a variety of different angles. As Jenny Kissinger has noted, such exercises involve people in working together and encourage participants to concentrate on one another rather than on the facilitator. Finally, we'd like to thank all the participants in our focus group. We hope they had as much fun taking part as we've had in making this video. We'd also like to thank the Open University in Wales for the use of their premises and the Welsh Institute of Social and Economic Research and Data for the financing. Until next time, thanks for watching.